Chapter 91, Chapter 91, Lord of Dragon, a magic body that devours. Su Yang, who was engulfed by the ice and snow, was indeed a little angry. At first, he had wanted to get more information about the abyssal demon from the mystic dragon. Now, he had given up on that idea. Since this mystic dragon was looking for death, he wouldn't be polite. Master, the dragon's entire body is very valuable. Don't destroy it. Just as Su Yang was holding the Heart Slayer, and the blade was gathering supreme divine flames, Ling's voice sounded. Hearing Ling's words, Su Yang nodded his head. The supreme divine flame burning on Heart's executioner blade quickly dimmed. Then he waved his Heart Slayer and seemed to have sensed something. He was not affected by the blizzard at all. In a flash, he quickly appeared above the mystic dragon. Slashy. A blade Kai condensed with the characteristics of Void Slash was slashed out, quickly slashing toward the thick neck of the mystic dragon. In the face of the saber Kai attack that was heading toward Ziji. The mystic dragon was prepared for this, and it cast dozens of defensive spells in a row, wrapping itself in them. At the same time, its dragon scales also had a very strong defense. However, in the face of Su Yang's attack, which had the characteristics of a Void Slash, he was unable to resist. The mystic dragon's defensive spell was instantly shattered. Even with its strong defensive dragon scales, it could not resist the blade Kai. In an instant, the mystic dragon's head was directly cut off by the saber Kai. Until its final death, the mystic dragon's eyes were still filled with fear and disbelief. It killed the mystic dragon. Unlocked special form, Dragon Lord. A dragon form attribute increased. Obtained special attribute from mystic dragon magic addiction. This special attribute will be automatically converted and adjusted. Acquired special attribute Devouring Body. After the mystic dragon was killed, the information about talent plunder appeared. The Dragon Lord. Shape-shifting attributes. It should be similar to the destruction Titan Lashi from before. Su Yang's eyes flickered as he thought to himself. Then he carefully checked the information. A Dragon Lord. Type, shape-shifting skill. Status, 100% unlocking of dragon form attributes. Effect, when this skill is activated, you can transform into any dragon and have the abilities of the dragon. Restrictions, once a day. Transforming into any giant dragon. Interesting. However, I'll need to increase my dragon form attributes to 100% before I can use it. I can only wait and see for now. Su Yang seemed to be very interested in the Dragon Lord skill. It was a pity that he could only obtain it after he had maxed out his dragon form attributes. For the time being, there should be no hope of him getting all the dragon form attributes in the ranking battlefield. Su Yang felt a little sorry for this, but he was already used to it. Then he looked at the other special attribute that he had plundered from the mystic dragon, the Lord Devouring Body. A Devouring Body. Effect. When you are attacked by a spell, your body can absorb a portion of the spell energy and recover your health and stamina. This effect. Su Yang was a little surprised when he saw the effects of the spell Devouring Body. He already had 100% magic resistance, which was considered magic immunity. Now he had another Devouring Body. Not only could it ignore any spell-type attacks, but it could also devour the energy within the attacks to recover its health and stamina. With the addition of these two attributes, those enemies who relied on magic and spell-type skills as their main means of attack would really be useless in front of him. This mystic dragon was really good. Su Yang looked at the mystic dragon's corpse and sighed in his heart. Master, it's a rare giant dragon in the mystic dragon's stone. Its entire body is valuable. Ling walked over and looked at the mystic dragon's body. Su Yang asked with interest, "They're all valuable. If this mystic dragon were to be exchanged for gold coins, how much would it be worth?" "I didn't estimate it, but it's probably worth hundreds of millions of gold coins," Zyro Ling said after some thought. Hundreds of millions of gold coins. Su Yang looked at the mystic dragon's corpse with shining eyes. He had not expected that the mystic dragon's body would be worth hundreds of millions of gold coins. He only had 50 to 60 million gold coins on him, which was still a long way from his goal of 100 million. And now, a mystic dragon's corpse was worth one of his goals. This made Su Yang extremely happy, and he looked at the mystic dragon's corpse with a kind and gentle gaze. Yes, the skin, blood, and teeth of mystic dragons are all top-notch magic materials. The mages are willing to spend a lot of money to buy these things. Unfortunately, these are not easy to preserve, especially dragon blood, which is even harder to preserve. Ling explained when she noticed Su Yang's interest in the mystic dragon's corpse. "Difficult to preserve. This is not a problem for me at all." Su Yang waved his hand indifferently. A mysterious light flashed, and a magic card sealing array appeared above the mystic dragon's corpse. After that, the huge body of the mystic dragon was sealed in a small card. This way, the mystic magic dragon's body would be perfectly preserved. He looked at the mystical dragon's corpse card in his hand. Su Yang thought for a moment, and a ray of light flashed in his hand, enveloping the magic card. As the light fell, one magic card quickly became 7. They contained dragon blood, dragon skin, dragon tendons, dragon meat, dragon bones, dragon internal organs, and dragon crystals. These 7 magic cards were worth hundreds of millions of gold coins. Although he was currently in the ranking staff and couldn't exchange these for gold coins, he would have to get out of here sooner or later. At that time, it would not be too late to exchange them for gold coins. The dragon race is really miserable. First, they were defeated and massacred by Tai Yuan. After much difficulty, a mystic dragon managed to escape, and now it encountered Heavenly Sun. The dragon race is too arrogant. If this mystic dragon had restrained his temper, he might have been able to escape. HMPH, to be a slave to Heavenly Sun. Rather than that, it's better to just die. All of the dragon races, participating giant dragons, have been annihilated. Another world has been eliminated. How many participating teams have been annihilated by Tai Yuan? It's only been 2 days, and most of the participants from all over the world have already left. It's really tragic. That's true, although the undead disaster caused by the undead race doesn't have any effect on geniuses like Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan. They can't stop the contestants from other worlds. I think most of them were killed by Tai Yuan. Don't blame it all on the undead race and let the dead take the blame. The more we kill, the stronger it gets. That's good. When it meets Heavenly Sun, it will have enough strength to kill him. I'm not killing a genius from your world. Disgusting. The powerhouses from all realms sneered when they saw the mystic dragon that had escaped from Tai Yuan, with great difficulty being killed by Heavenly Sun. At the same time, he was also lamenting that Tai Yuan's strength had been growing continuously through the slaughter. They all believed that the current Tai Yuan had the ability to crush Heavenly Sun. However, there were also some powerhouses who were unhappy with Tai Yuan. After all, he had killed many participants from other worlds. He was even crueler than Heavenly Son. Chapter 92, Chapter 92. The Betraying God's Chosen. Time for the Final Battle. 92, Chapter 92. The Betraying God's Chosen. Time for the Final Battle. Roar! An angry dragon's roar was heard in the Dragon Clan's realm. Damn it! All of our Dragon Clan's participants have died. This is a disgrace. The shame of the dragon race. I must take revenge. How can we take revenge? Attack the abyss. Who's the leader? Send out your little brats and keep an eye on the new district of the Blue Planet. You must not let a single Blue Planet human leave. Roar! At this moment, many giant dragons in the Dragon Clan let out angry roars. Heavenly Son is really powerful. Why do I feel like that horned alien is even stronger? I discovered that it was it that defeated a group of giant dragons. The one that Heavenly Son encountered also managed to escape from its hands with great difficulty. Indeed, I saw it too. He's really strong. Will Heavenly Son be his opponent? HMPH, he's just a demon and you don't believe in Heavenly Son. Of course I do, but we can't underestimate the other races, especially this guy who looks like a demon. Many participants have already died at his hands. The humans who were paying attention to the situation of the ranking battlefield saw that Su Yang had successfully killed the mystic dragons and discussed about it. At the same time, some of them also noticed that a foreign tribe might pose a great threat to Su Yang. They couldn't help but feel a little worried. That is God's chosen. He's also participating in the ranking battle. What's going on? Suddenly, someone said in a doubtful voice as he pointed at the other side of the ranking battlefield. Hearing his doubtful voice, the surrounding people also looked in the direction he was pointing. Then the news quickly spread. Originally, the humans on the Blue Planet all thought that God's chosen was going to help Heavenly Son. However, they soon discovered that God's chosen was kneeling before a foreign being with pure white wings. She looks like an angel. What angel? That's a foreign race. God's chosen is a piece of trash. He actually chose to kneel in front of a foreign race. He's really embarrassing the humans. Damn it, Heavenly Son is an existence that the non-humans have to kneel to, and this piece of trash actually knelt in front of the non-humans. Banish him out of the Blue Planet and let him be. At this moment, everyone saw God's chosen kneeling in front of a winged alien. They were all furious. The Eagle Alliance nation also reacted quickly, severing all ties with God's chosen. They claimed that all of this was God's chosen's personal actions and had nothing to do with them. F*CK. This good-for-nothing, don't tell me that he wants to work with the foreign tribes to deal with Heavenly Son. WTF, this good-for-nothing might really be able to. Tusk, this little trick definitely can't pose a threat to Heavenly Son. At the same time, another group of people were worried that God's chosen one would directly betray them and deal with his own people. On Su Yang's side, after sealing the mystic dragon's corpse in the magic card, he began to take Ling with him and search for that damned abyssal demon. However, this abyssal demon seemed to have the ability to react in advance. Every time Su Yang discovered its tracks, it would leave early. When they went over, they could only see the corpses of the other foreign race participants. This fellow has been hunting down other participants from the other world. But another one is avoiding me. What is he trying to do? Su Yang looked at the non-human corpses on the ground and squinted his eyes. He felt that this abyssal demon was very ambitious. When he recalled what Ling had said about the abyssal demons getting stronger as they were killed, he could vaguely guess what she was thinking. Are you planning to kill everyone and clear out the participants from the other worlds to obtain greater power before fighting me to the death. Su Yang guessed in his head. On the other side, Tai Yuan, the abyssal demon with dark skin and demon horns, crushed the head of a non-human with his hand. Then, as if he had sensed something, he looked in Su Yang's direction, as if he could see through the forest, and muttered to himself, "It's not enough. My instinct tells me that it's not enough. He's very strong. I must become stronger. Only then can I defeat him." Tai Yuan's blood-red eyes flickered. He had found a new target. In a flash, he disappeared from his spot. Chapter 93, Chapter 93, Magical Mech, Brainstorming. Ranking Battlefield, in the desolate savage domain. Su Yang held Heart Slayer in his hand and brought Ling along as he shuttled through the forest, trying to find the figures of participants from other worlds. At the same time, he was also looking for the traces of the abyssal demon. However, although he had found some traces, he had not caught up with them. "I didn't make it in time again. This abyssal demon is really good at hiding." Su Yang stopped, looked around and murmured. Just now, he and Ling had heard the sound of a battle and had rushed over. He didn't expect to see a ground full of alien corpses when he arrived. By identifying the wounds on the alien corpses, he could determine which damned demon had killed them. However, it seemed to be able to avoid Su Yang. Every time Su Yang was about to feel it, he would always be able to leave early. This abyssal demon might be able to predict my location in advance. Su Yang's eyes swept around as he made a rough guess. After all, he was able to avoid him every time. His luck couldn't always be so good. Therefore, there was a high chance that he had the corresponding talent or ability. Just as Ling was about to speak, "Be careful." Su Yang suddenly sensed a trace of danger and immediately lifted Ling up to avoid it. Boom! The next moment, a flame energy bomb hit the place where they had just been. "You stay at the side first." Su Yang pushed Ling away and looked at the spot where the fire energy cannonball had just been shot. Then, he raised his head and looked in the direction where the energy cannonball had come from. Boom, boom, boom. The roar of a mech could be heard. Then, in Su Yang's vision, the trees collapsed one by one and a mech monster that was more than 10 meters tall appeared. A magic mecha. This is the machine race's magic mecha. We can only destroy the magic mechas if we kill the machine race inside. Otherwise, we'll have to spend a lot of energy to destroy them. "Let's go," Ling quickly reminded when she saw the mecha monster. "Arcanotech mechas, the robots." Su Yang nodded as he stared at the magic mecha that had suddenly appeared. It was very likely that it had also been attracted here by the battle that had taken place here. Boom! 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 Just as Su Yang was observing the magic mech, the mech monster fired a series of flaming energy cannonballs at him. This time, Su Yang didn't dodge. This was because he realized that these fire energy cannonballs were actually made of fire magic energy. It had no effect on him at all. He saw that after the energy cannonball hit his body, not only did it not cause any damage, but it also made him feel that his physical strength had increased. This was the first time the Mecha clan had encountered such a situation. It was stunned. Then it controlled the magic mecha and fired wind blades, flames, lightning, and other energy cannonballs at Su Yang. However, without exception, none of them caused any damage to Su Yang. At this time, the mecha race pilot knew that he had encountered a strong enemy and hurriedly got into a position to escape. "You've hit me so many times, and you still want to run." He noticed that the mecha had stopped attacking and was trying to escape. Su Yang also had enough fun. He had only wanted to test the effects of the devouring body he had obtained not long ago. Now, after being attacked so many times by the magic mech, he was full of energy. It was just the right time to vent. And so, Su Yang held Heart Slayer and swung it 5 to 6 times at the magic mech. The magic mecha was directly cut into pieces. Boom! The Magi-Tech mecha that was being watched over collapsed to the ground. Su Yang walked forward and noticed that a small humanoid robot had crawled out of the head of the magic mecha. Who the hell are you? The robot looked at Su Yang, who was walking over, and asked in an electronically synthesized voice. What are you? Su Yang squinted his eyes, feeling that this guy was offending him. Hence, he directly brandished Heart Slayer and killed this fellow. He killed the Mecha clan. Acquired special attribute from the Mecha clan, 4-digit machine. This special attribute will be automatically converted and adjusted. Acquired special attribute, brainstorming. A brainstorming effect. Activate brainstorming. Gain 0 points of supercomputing thinking power for a short time like a machine. This ability. He looked at the special attribute that his talent had obtained from the machine race. Su Yang was a little helpless. He didn't know how to start. Although the name is a little weird, the effect is still not bad. Perhaps I can try brainstorming to analyze and find the direction the abyssal demon left in. After thinking for a moment, Su Yang looked at the effect of brainstorming and thought to himself. Thus, he immediately started brainstorming. Instantly, he felt that his brain had abandoned all emotions and was in a state of absolute rationality. His brain was working at full speed. He was constantly analyzing the information related to the abyssal demons in his mind. At the same time, he swept his gaze across the entire area, and all sorts of information appeared in his mind, joining his mental analysis. Who tilde? After a while, Su Yang felt that his head was a little swollen, so he quickly stopped brainstorming. After taking a deep breath, he calmed down and looked at the forest on his right. Is that the direction the abyssal demons left in? According to his brief rational analysis, he had already figured out the specific direction in which the abyssal demon had left. Brainstorming is indeed good, but the level of use of the brain is too crazy. Su Yang rubbed his temples. Then he led Ling to the right side of the forest and quickly chased. However, even though they knew the direction that the abyssal demons had left in, they still couldn't make it in time. Su Yang did not give up and continued to search. Chapter 94, Chapter 94, Taking the Initiative and Maximizing Benefits. A few days later. I didn't catch up again, Su Yang muttered to himself as he looked at the broken limbs and pieces of flesh on the ground. This was already the 7th day since the ranking battlefield had opened. It was also the 5th day of his pursuit of the abyssal demon. This abyssal demon was too good at running. After so many times, he was very sure that this abyssal demon definitely had the ability to calculate his location. That was why she was able to avoid him in advance every time. At the same time, Su Yang was even more certain of his previous guess. This abyssal demon wanted to kill all the participants from the other worlds and boast of his strongest strength so that he could fight him to the death. Su Yang definitely didn't want this abyssal demon to accumulate strength just like that. However, he was too good at dodging. With the ability to predict his location in advance, it would be even more difficult to catch up. Master, this should be the ability of the Abyssal Hunter. he has already marked you as its ultimate target. At this moment, Ling suddenly thought of something and said, for the past few days, she had been trying to recall the various talents and abilities of the demons in the abyss. However, because there were too many types of demons in the abyss, all kinds of talents and abilities were very messy. Moreover, before she participated in the ranking battle, she only had a general understanding of the information collected by the immortal Ling world about the various demons in the abyss. As a result, she didn't have a deep understanding of the abyssal demons. However, after thinking hard for the past few days, she suddenly thought of a very special ability among the abyssal demons. After carefully recalling the information about this innate ability, she became more and more certain in her heart. Abyssal Hunter. Mark me as the ultimate hunting target. Su Yang looked at Ling, waiting for her explanation. That's right, the Abyssal Hunter is a very special talent. After marking a target, you will receive information about the target's location every once in a while. Perhaps it's because of this that this abyssal demon was able to avoid our pursuit in advance. Ling explained after some thought. After listening to Ling's explanation, Su Yang pondered for a moment and felt that the situation was a little tricky. After all, with the mark of the Abyssal Hunter, the abyssal demon would be able to obtain information on his location every once in a while. How could he pursue him? It was a little difficult. At this moment, Su Yang couldn't help but feel a little depressed. Master, don't worry. As far as I know, after the Abyssal Hunter marks the target, he must kill the target within 7 days. Otherwise, the user will suffer the backlash of the ability. As if she noticed Su Yang's depressed expression, Ling quickly continued. 7 days. In other words, we have to wait for another 2 or 3 days. However, the abyssal demon's accumulated power might become even stronger in the next few days. Su Yang thought of this, but he had no other choice. He could obtain information about Su Yang's location every once in a while, which made it impossible for Su Yang to find it. He could only wait for it to take the initiative to find him and fight to the death. In the face of such a situation, since there was no way to change it, he could only try his best to prepare and respond to the changes by not changing. Thinking of the various powerful cards he had, Su Yang quickly adjusted his mentality and whispered, I want to fight to the death. I wonder if you can block my full-powered attack. Something's wrong. Su Yang suddenly thought that if he was marked, the void/characteristic would be able to slash him into pieces. However, there was no improvement this time, so he almost couldn't remember. Therefore, he looked at Ling and asked, You mean I've been marked by the Abyssal Hunter's innate ability? Yes, Master. When was I marked? Why isn't there any notification? I'm not too sure about that. In my memory, only the Abyssal Hunter talent is similar to the ability displayed by that abyssal demon. As for more specific information, I don't know. Ling replied with a bitter smile. Su Yang nodded. He also knew that it was impossible for Ling to know everything. Then he held Heart Slayer tightly, closed his eyes, and carefully felt inside and outside of his body. The void/characteristic was like an invisible blade that was scanning his entire body. From top to bottom, from inside to outside. Soon, Su Yang realized that there was indeed a small mark in his body that had no effect on him. This should be the mark of the Abyssal Hunter. Is this the place? Su Yang opened his eyes, and a hint of joy flashed in his eyes. However, he didn't immediately destroy the mark. Instead, he thought about it. At first, He thought that he could only passively wait for this guy to accumulate enough strength and take the initiative to find him. But it was different now. Since he had discovered the mark on his body, the initiative was back in his hands. Abyssal Hunter mark. Hey hey. Su Yang chuckled as he looked at Ling. Ling, the Abyssal Hunter's ability, should not only have the ability to obtain the target's location information, right? Yes, after an Abyssal Hunter kills a marked target, he can harvest a portion of the target's attributes, talents, or special attributes as spoils of war. On the contrary, if the hunter is killed by the marked prey, then a part of the hunter's attribute points, talents, or special attributes will become the marked prey's spoils of war. This is a very dangerous innate ability. Master, you must be careful. Ling nodded and said seriously, Hunter prey, spoils of war. Is it similar to my infinite growth, an innate ability of devouring and plundering? But in reality, it's far inferior, and its flaws are also very obvious. Su Yang squinted his eyes as he pondered about this Abyssal Hunter talent. After knowing that he had been marked by the Abyssal Hunter, he would get more benefits if he killed the Abyssal Demon that marked him. He was in no hurry to use the Void Slash's special characteristic and shattered the mark on his body. However, it wasn't good to keep it on him, and his location information was constantly exposed to that guy. He was planning to leave a surprise for this guy. Su Yang kept thinking about the various abilities and special attributes he had now, and whether there was anything that could temporarily block the mark. He thought about it. An idea appeared in his mind. He stretched out his palm and a ray of light appeared. He placed it on a certain spot on his body. That was the spot that had been marked. Soon a magic card appeared. The mark of the Abyssal Hunter was temporarily sealed in the magic card. Then, on Su Yang's body, the lingual inscriptions of the Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Dirge, and Black Tortoise flickered. He thought for a moment, and the Azure Dragon, White Tiger, Vermilion Dirge, and Black Tortoise disappeared. The runes of the Vermilion Bird flickered with light. Soon, the Vermilion Bird transformed into a Vermilion Bird that was burning with divine flames and appeared in his sight. However, this Vermilion Bird was only a projection of the true sacred beast Vermilion Bird. It had no intelligence and was completely under Su Yang's control. Although it was only a projection, it had the strength of a true sacred beast, the Vermilion Bird. Now Su Yang was commanding the Vermilion Bird to fly in another direction. This way, not only would he be able to hide his location, but he would also be able to confuse the Abyssal Demon. After chasing the Abyssal Demon, the Vermilion Bird's projection quickly turned into a rune and returned to its body with the Abyssal Hunter's mark. With the mark, the gains from killing the Abyssal Demons would be maximized. Go this time, let's see how he can run. Knowing the direction the Abyssal Demon had left in, Su Yang waved his hand and led Ling in pursuit. Chapter 95, Chapter 95. The Wheel of Fortune, trying to control me by force. Not good. Judging from Heavenly Sun's reaction, he must have discovered Tai Yuan's ability. So what if I find out? Tai Yuan has killed a large number of participants. He is extremely powerful and can definitely crush Heavenly Sun. That's true, but Heavenly Sun is too strange. I have a bad feeling about this. After the powerhouses from all the realms noticed Su Yang's actions, they quickly speculated that he had most likely discovered the abilities of the Tai Yuan hunters. However, over the past few days, Tai Yuan had already killed a large number of participants from other worlds, not to mention a large number of undead creatures. He must have accumulated a powerful force. Therefore, some experts still had high hopes for Tai Yuan. Tai Yuan, can we successfully kill Heavenly Sun? In the depths of the abyss, the Nether Lord narrowed his eyes and looked in the direction of the ranking battlefield. At this moment, even though he thought highly of Tai Yuan, he still felt a sense of uncertainty and worry. HMPH, stupid. In the Dusk world, the Dusk evil god knew some of Heavenly Sun's background. He knew very well that no matter how much power Tai Yuan had accumulated, he would never be a match for Heavenly Sun. However, he didn't send out this information. He only silently paid attention to the situation in the ranking battlefield. After all, he knew all the information about Heavenly Sun. He had obtained it at the cost of Heavenly Sun killing his evil god's clone. He would definitely not tell the other powerhouses so easily. It's not enough. I still want to become stronger. This is the only way to ensure that we have the strength to crush him. On the other side, the abyssal demon Tai Yuan casually tore apart the body of a foreign being. Feeling the spoils of war that he had harvested from the alien before him, his scarlet eyes glowed with a blood-red color as he growled softly. It intended to continue hunting participants from other worlds. However, before that, it had to confirm the location information. Is he already far away? So you want to give up? As long as I want to, you'll never be able to find me. However, the Abyssal Hunter's mark only has 2 days left. I need to become stronger in 2 days. Only then will I have greater confidence. Tai Yuan looked into the distance, in the direction of the Abyssal Hunter's mark, and smiled. After that, when it thought about how little time the mark had left, it felt a little urgent in its heart, wanting to accumulate the strength to farm and read. Through the hunter's mark, it could vaguely sense some information about Su Yang's strength. Just by sensing the strength information, it felt an extremely powerful sense of oppression. Therefore, before it had accumulated enough strength, it would not easily appear in front of Su Yang's grandma without money. Without any hesitation, it moved again to look for other prey. Master, what is this? In a hidden place, in the ranking battlefield, God's chosen one knelt before a non-human with pure white skin and 2 pairs of pure white wings, with the body emitting a faint radiance. This was an angel. This is the wheel, a special one-time use item. The angel said in a low voice. He then looked into the distant forest. Tai Yuan has been hunting participants from other worlds and has accumulated enough strength. We can't let him continue. Otherwise, Heavenly Sun, the hope of you humans, might be killed by him. Hearing the name Heavenly Sun, God's chosen one's eyes flashed with a hint of jealousy. However, he quickly kept his emotions in check and said, "Isn't that good? Let Tai Yuan kill Heavenly Sun, and then you will snatch Heavenly Sun's corpse back from Tai Yuan." Yup, however, we can't let Tai Yuan grow any stronger. Otherwise, even I won't be able to deal with him. Everything will be a failure. Now is a good time. Tai Yuan's strength is still within my control, and he's not much stronger than Heavenly Sun. This is a good time for them to fight each other, and both sides will suffer. When that time comes, I can easily kill Tai Yuan and even enslave Heavenly Sun. This is the most in line with my God's interests. After all, a living Heavenly Sun is far more valuable than a dead Heavenly Sun's corpse. The angel's pure white eyes flickered with light as he spoke indifferently. Then, Master, what do you plan to do? God's chosen asked curiously. Tai Yuan has the ability of the Abyssal Hunter's mark. As long as it doesn't look like it, Heavenly Sun won't be able to meet it at all. In that case, I'll use the wheel to force them to meet. Haha, when Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan meet, they'll definitely fight each other. Master, your idea is amazing. God's chosen one said, in admiration. That's right. Once Heavenly Sun meets Tai Yuan, he will definitely choose to attack. Even if Tai Yuan still wants to avoid the battle, the strength he has accumulated will be useless. The angel race contestant revealed a confident smile and then picked up the wheel, preparing to open it. Only to see. This angel race contestant went up. A compass-shaped item showed two light dots. The two lights represented Su Yang and Tai Yuan. At this time, looking from the compass, there was still a long distance between the two light spots. As the angel race contestant activated the wheel, the compass emitted a holy light. As the compass slowly rotated, the two dots of light in the compass kept moving to the same position. However, the next moment, the Feng Shui compass suddenly accelerated and quickly rotated. After a while, the spinning compass looked like it was going to split open. What's going on? Why did this happen? The angel contestant's face darkened as he looked at the spinning wheel. On the other side, Su Yang was bringing Ling along with him, following Tai Yuan's tracks and chasing after him. On the way, Su Yang suddenly felt a mysterious star-like power enveloping his entire body. This mysterious power seemed to be forcefully taking him somewhere. However, Su Yang's body of white was able to resist the force that wanted to move him. Therefore, he confronted this mysterious force. Master, this is the power of the wheel. Someone has used the tide-changing wheel on you. Ling knew a lot of information, so she quickly recognized the power that enveloped Su Yang. The wheel. That's right. The wheel can move two or more people to the same position at the same time. Ling explained. Are you trying to move me and the others to a certain location? Hearing Ling's explanation, Su Yang had a guess in his heart. Therefore, he did not hesitate to activate his brainstorming mode. Chapter 96, Chapter 96, 1,000,000 damage, killed in one slash. As he activated brainstorming, Su Yang quickly analyzed all kinds of situations and possibilities based on the information he currently knew. Very quickly, he stopped brainstorming. In his mind, he had also come up with a few most likely scenarios. First, a battle participant wanted to move him to a certain place and ambush him. Second, a participant would let him fight with another team of participants, and he would be reaping the benefits. After some thought, he felt that the second possibility was the most likely. At the same time, he also analyzed that the other contestant, whose movements were being controlled, was most likely the abyssal demon he had been looking for. At this moment, someone actually wanted the two of them to meet. Being the third party, he wants to profit from this. I wonder if you are tough or not. Facing this situation, Su Yang smiled and gradually released his control of the wheel. He looked at Ling beside him and waved his hand. Ling was put into the magic card, and the vermilion bird spirit rune was kept. Then he stopped, resisting the wheel's power. Soon his vision blurred, and in the next second he appeared in a valley. Boom! As Su Yang gave up on resisting the power of the wheel that was spinning violently suddenly shattered. If one observed carefully, one would be able to notice that before the compass broke, the two light spots inside had been instantly moved to the same position. It's done. The angel contestant kept his eyes on the compass. That was why it was able to notice the two dots of light on the compass merge before it shattered and finally succeeded. Even though he still didn't know why the wheel would react in such a way, he still felt that it was too late. However, since the final result had been achieved, it was too lazy to pursue these insignificant things. Perhaps it was because of the interference of other forces. However, there were too many reasons. It was useless to think too much. The spot where the dots of light on the compass met was a place it had arranged in advance for Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan to fight. "Let's go." The angel contestant stood up and said to God's chosen, who was kneeling on the ground. Then he walked towards the commander. F***K, what kind of power is this? It can actually move them by force. Aren't we helping? Send that demon to Heavenly Sun. This demon looks very strong, but I believe that Heavenly Sun can defeat it. This was done by the alien race that the traitor joined. It seems that the traitor has really betrayed the blue planet. Damn it, let's hope that after Heavenly Sun defeats that demon, he will kill this traitor and the foreign race. On the blue planet, the humans who were paying attention to the ranking battlefield saw Su Yang and Tai Yuan being teleported into the valley. They were all stunned for a moment before they started a heated discussion. They firmly believed that Heavenly Sun would be able to defeat this demon. Soon after, they found out that this matter was caused by the Outlander that God's chosen had submitted to. They were instantly infuriated and hoped that the two of them would die together. The wheel, it's the group of angels from the Holy Church. They moved Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan together. Are they trying to make them fight each other? HMPH, this group of angels is really sinister. I wonder if Tai Yuan will be able to defeat Heavenly Sun when Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan meet. Seeing that Heavenly Sun and Tai Yuan had been moved into a valley in an instant, the attention of the experts from all realms was immediately focused. The moment they were most looking forward to was about to happen. If Tai Yuan won, everything would be fine. Everyone would fight for Heavenly Sun's corpse based on their own abilities. If Heavenly Sun won, then this ranking battle would be considered a failure. To avoid Heavenly Sun's revenge in the future, they had to join forces and completely seal off the new district of Blue Planet. They absolutely could not let Heavenly Sun come out and continue to grow. After a year, when all the restrictions in the new Blue Planet district were lifted, they would personally take action and suppress Heavenly Sun. The Angel of the Holy Church, HMPH. Although this battle is 2 days earlier than expected, if Tai Yuan can activate the power of Hades that I've given him, he might be able to defeat Heavenly Sun. In the abyss, the Netherlord's scarlet eyes coldly glanced in the direction of the angel race's contestants. He snorted. Then he looked in the direction of the valley and began to pay close attention. The Netherlord felt slightly more at ease when he recalled the power he had bestowed upon Tai Yuan before the competition. Roll! He was suddenly moved to an unknown valley by the power of the shifting stars. Tai Yuan was stunned for a moment before he quickly reacted. In an instant, he activated all his abilities and his strength reached its peak. When he saw Su Yang's figure, he didn't hesitate and charged over. Su Yang had already made preparations before the wheel moved him over. He didn't feel any heartache and directly used 5 points of divinity. In an instant, the number of times sword draw was charged had reached the state of 50,000. Then he activated his body as a blade. It also activated the everlasting dusk effect on the dusk ring. He had extended the power that could only be used for a moment by 2 hours. Originally, he had planned to activate the Destruction Titan. However, after some thought, he decided to keep some trump cards. He had used sword draw 50,000 times in the charged state before. He had even used this state to kill the Sunset Evil God's doppelganger and destroy the Sunset Secret Land instance dungeon. Therefore, even though it was a trump card, there were still people who knew about it. Moreover, with the special effect of the Twilight Ring, the charged state of sword draw would be his main attack when facing strong enemies in the future. Ever since he had obtained the Destruction Titan form, he had never used it. Therefore, he was going to hide it for a while. Maybe it would have an unexpected use in the future. Facing the abyssal demon that charged at him without hesitation, Su Yang squinted his eyes and held Heart Slayer in his hand. However, he had a different feeling in his heart. This was because, when he activated the charging state of the sword draw 50,000 times, he gained an increase of 50,000 damage. He could feel that this time it was different from the feeling he had before. This was because his basic attributes were much higher than before. The destructive power of sword draw was based on his basic attack power. As for the basic attack power, it was based on the strength attribute. Now his strength attribute had reached over 30,000. His basic attack power had even reached more than 300,000. This time, the enemy was still an abyssal demon, and his Demon Slayer knife could increase its destructive power by 5 times. Therefore, the power of the sword drawn this time was simply unimaginable. Slashy, with an extremely terrifying blade, Kai was slashed out. In an instant, the abyssal demon that was charging at him was cut in half. Chapter 97, Chapter 96, The Demonic God's Descent. 97, Chapter 96, The Demonic God's Descent. After killing Tai Yuan, the Saber Kai's destructive power did not decrease at all. It continued to release its power. The earth cracked and the sky shattered. Fortunately, the desolate wildlands was a large-scale secret land dungeon and had not been destroyed. But even so, the powerful blade ray still shattered everything it encountered in the sky. What kind of power is this? It's so terrifying. What happened at the place where they fought? The angel race participants who were rushing to the battlefield in the valley were shocked when they saw the blade light that could destroy everything. They let out low growls in shock. How is this possible? Heavenly Sun was actually hiding such a terrifying power. Even Tai Yuan is useless in front of this terrifying power. Why Heavenly Sun is only silver rank? How can he display such a powerful force? It doesn't make sense. The power of this slash is hard to deal with even for a Su Yang grade legendary master. This is definitely an instantaneous burst of power. However, it's still a little exaggerated. As long as I can endure it, I should be fine. In the face of Su Yang's terrifying attack, the experts from all realms who were paying attention to the ranking battlefield were all shocked. They could not imagine that a silver-tier Heavenly Sun could actually unleash such a powerful attack at this level. Did my clone die under this kind of power? An instant burst of power. Damn rules, that's my power. The Dusk Evil God was angry and regretful when it saw Heavenly Sun swing's attack. Because of his own negligence, some of his eternal power had been stolen by the sun. As expected, Heavenly Sun still has some tricks up his sleeve. However, if this power only lasts for a moment, it will not be able to kill Tai Yuan. The Netherlord muttered softly with a sullen face as he witnessed Tai Yuan being killed with a single slash. It was just as he said. Tai Yuan, who had been killed by Su Yang's blade, was not completely dead. His body turned into ashes and then condensed into a new body. I'm undying. You shouldn't be able to use this power again in a short period of time, right? Tai Yuan's scarlet eyes looked at Su Yang as he growled and continued to rush over. A sinister and brutal force was released. However, the next moment, slashy. Su Yang looked at Tai Yuan, who had been resurrected, and slashed again. Tai Yuan was resurrected once again. His scarlet eyes looked at Su Yang with a grave expression. However, before he could do anything, another blade light slashed over. Damn it, how can you continue to use this terrifying power? The moment he was killed and resurrected again, Tai Yuan roared in anger. Tai Yuan was not the only one who could not understand. The various powerful individuals from various realms who were in charge of the situation here were also stunned by Su Yang. That is the power of eternal status. Damn it, Dusk Evil God, what have you done? Dusk Evil God, why did Heavenly Sun use your rank of power? I didn't expect it to be the Eternal Twilight's power. It seems like there's no hope for Tai Yuan. The powerful beings of all realms looked at the Dusk Demon God angrily and questioned it. The Dusk Evil God remained silent and did not respond. Heavenly Sun ignored Tai Yuan's furious roar. He continued to swing his heart slash, killing the abyssal demon in front of him who could resurrect continuously. He believed in the characteristics of his void/profession. Since this guy could resurrect continuously, in that case, he would kill it until it could not be resurrected. Damn it, I can't accept this. On the 10th time, Tai Yuan roared in anger after he was resurrected. He seemed to have triggered some kind of power. A demon god's apparition appeared behind him, and the two quickly merged into one. This was the demon god power that the Nether Lord, a top-tier demon god in the abyss, had bestowed upon it. The demonic god's phantom even contained the power of divinity. He could allow it to temporarily burst out hundreds or thousands of times its power. This was also its final trump card. However, the next moment, slashy. Su Yang growled and slashed out a saber radiance, killing Tai Yuan in his demon form once again. This time, Tai Yuan did not revive after he was killed. The abyssal demon's corpse was cut in half and appeared in Su Yang's sight. Earlier, he had condensed the power of the supreme divine flame in one of his slashes. However, after burning its body, it could still be resurrected. Therefore, even though he knew that the supreme divine flame would burn this fellow's corpse, it would not affect its ability to resurrect. However, Su Yang didn't receive any kill notification. He knew that this guy was not completely dead. Thus, he used the supreme divine flame to burn it again. Killed Tai Yuan, abyssal demon race. Received 10 divinity points. Abyssal Hunter effect triggered. Acquired loot. Strength attribute plus 10000. Constitution attribute plus 10000. Agility plus 8000. Intelligence plus 700. Acquired special skill, on-the-spot resurrection. Talent successfully activated. Obtained Iron Tree skill from Iron Abyss Disguise. Low-level talent, Abyssal Hunter detected. Talent Devour will be activated. Talent Devouring. Ahoo! He's finally dead. Su Yang looked at the abyssal demon's corpse. He was completely burned to ashes by the supreme divine flames and did not revive again. At the same time, his forbidden talent was refreshed. After confirming that this fellow had really been killed, only then did he let out a sigh of relief. This abyssal demon's ability to resurrect was too powerful. He had just slashed a dozen times in a row, and every single one of them had terrifying power. However, even so, he had to kill him more than 10 times before he could kill this guy. In fact, the abyssal demon had suddenly become stronger after his last resurrection. The demonic god's phantom that appeared behind him emitted a pressure that Su Yang could truly feel. It was extremely powerful and terrifying. It was even more powerful than the dusk evil god's clone he had encountered before. But fortunately, it was just a phantom. It condensed on the abyssal demon's body, but it was still cut by the blade. After killing the abyssal demon, he had to go back to his room. Su Yang soothed his emotions a little. Then, his eyes flickered as he checked the rewards he had obtained after killing the abyssal demon. The Abyssal Hunter is indeed a dangerous and furious one. I was almost killed as a hunter, but I actually got so many spoils of war. Su Yang smiled as he looked at the benefits he had gained in the Abyssal Hunter effect. Chapter 98, Chapter 98, Thousands of Disguises, the Greedy Hunter. The most direct reward for killing the Abyssal Demon was attribute points. His strength and constitution had increased by 10,000 points. His agility attribute also received some money points. The intelligence attribute was a little low, only 700 points, but Su Yang didn't care. After all, the intelligence attribute did not have much of an effect on his overall strength. Su Yang guessed that the reason why he was able to obtain so many attributes might have something to do with the abyssal demon called Iron Abyss, who had taken the time to kill a large number of foreign race participants. He had harvested a large number of basic attributes to enhance its strength through its Abyssal Hunter talent. Now that it had been killed, most of the attributes that it had harvested had been obtained by him. With the increase of a large number of attribute points, Su Yang felt that his body had been significantly strengthened again. After all, the increase this time was a little too big. Hence, the feeling of his body strengthening was very obvious. Basic attributes: Strength 45,123, Constitution 44,164, Agility 38,465, Intelligence 24,361. After briefly checking his current attributes, Su Yang looked away and looked at the other loot he had obtained from the Abyssal Hunter effect. Resurrect on the spot. Type: Special Resurrection Skill. Effect: After being killed, the player will be revived on the spot. Limit 10 times. Resurrect on the spot. I actually have the resurrection skill, and it can be used 10 times. Su Yang's eyes lit up after he understood the information about the loot. This was simply too blissful. He had also obtained the Abyssal Demon's resurrection ability. However, this resurrection ability seems to allow to only quickly resurrect on the spot. This can also be considered a disadvantage. Su Yang squinted his eyes and laughed in his heavenly sun. This was because the Abyssal Demon's resurrection had just happened. After being killed by him, they quickly resurrected on the spot and were killed again without being able to resist. Therefore, if he was faced with an enemy he couldn't resist, even if he had the ability to resurrect on the spot, he would only be killed a few times. However, no matter what, resurrection skills were still very powerful. Su Yang was very satisfied with the additional resurrection skill. He should have other resurrection skills or abilities, but he didn't drop them. Furthermore, I didn't manage to plunder my forbidden talent. Su Yang thought greedily as he recalled the number of times he had killed the Abyssal Demon. However, he also knew that he was overthinking it. To be able to obtain a resurrection skill that could resurrect a total of 10 times was already very good luck. After calming down, Su Yang thought of the special skills that he had plundered from his talent and continued to check. Camouflage, violent, special type skill. Effect, you can change your face, body, and aura. Restrictions, there is a chance of being seen through by insight skills. Camouflage, easy to understand. Su Yang touched his chin and thought for a moment. Then, a happy smile appeared on his face. This skill was very suitable for him. After all, after the ranking battle ended, he still had plans to go to other worlds in the heaven. However, he also knew that it would be very difficult for him to leave the blue planet. Even if they left the blue planet and came to other worlds, it would still be very dangerous. Now that he had this disguising ability, he could hide himself. At that time, he would increase the fate concealment. Then it would really be foolproof. Not bad, this disguise skill is very good. Su Yang nodded in satisfaction. At this moment, the information on his forbidden talent was refreshed. Forbidden Talent Infinite Growth has completed Devouring Low-Level Talent Abyssal Hunter. Talent Unlimited Growth. Extreme growth will be enhanced. Talent Unlimited Growth has gained a new effect. Has the talent Devouring been completed? Not only has the effect of extreme growth been strengthened, but I've also obtained a new ability. Su Yang's messages were endless. He immediately checked his talent information. Talent Unlimited Growth Forbidden. Effect 1. Effect 2. Effect 3. Effect 4. You are a greedy hunter. You can choose one of two ways to mark a target that you regard as prey. 1. Deterrence Mark. Your mark will be discovered by the other party. Targets weaker than you will receive negative effects such as fear and weakness. At the same time, you will obtain the location information of the marked target. 2. Hidden Mark. Your mark will not be discovered by the target, and it will not cause negative effects on the target. At the same time, you will obtain the location information of the marked target. Greedy Hunter, Prey Marking, 2 marking methods. Looking at the newly obtained Talent Effect 4, Su Yang pondered for a while. Obviously, this Talent Effect 40 was obtained from the Abyssal Hunter talent. However, there was a 7-day restriction, and the ability to obtain loot after being killed by the target. Furthermore, as a supplement, the third effect of the talent, Extreme Growth, was also enhanced. Su Yang was quite satisfied with this. After all, it had unlimited growth and a stronger plundering ability. He was not interested in an ability like the Abyssal Hunter, which had a great disadvantage. The ability that he felt was useful was that it was devoured by his talent and became Talent Effect 4. This prey marking ability gave him more information. This way, he could also mark his target in the future and obtain the target's exact information at any time. He had experienced the power of this prey marking ability. Therefore, he had a deep understanding of it. After sorting out the harvest from killing the abyssal demons, Su Yang held Heart Slayer in his hand and didn't relax his vigilance. That was because he knew that there was a third person. He and the abyssal demon had been moved to this valley by that guy using the power of the wheel. Under the eternal dusk, I can still maintain my current state for a little more than a minute. I have to find that guy within this time. Su Yang activated brainstorming mode and scanned his surroundings, collecting all kinds of information and clues and quickly analyzing them. Very quickly, he made a discovery. At this time, the powerhouses from all realms who were paying attention to the ranking battlefield had also recovered from the shocking scene of Su Yang completely defeating Tie Yuan. We can't let Heavenly Sun continue to grow. All realms, Hurry up and form an alliance army to completely seal off the new district of the Blue Planet and suppress him on the Blue Planet. We can't let him gain any more space to grow. That's right, I will keep an eye on Blue Planet. As long as he dares to take half a step out of Blue Planet, I will immediately attack. The Fire Clan and the Wizard Clan have already sent people to the vicinity of the new Blue Planet district. I've already arranged for my army to descend upon the new Blue Planet district. At this moment, the powerhouses from all the realms who realized Su Yang's threat came to a consensus and began to send people to descend near the new district of the Blue Planet to seal off the Blue Planet. Chapter 99, 99, Chapter 99. All realms join hands to seal the Blue Planet. It's no use. According to my divination, the Blue Planet is about to rise. Your so-called blockade will not succeed. In the future, all the realms in Blue Planet will be stained with blood, but there's no need to worry about the immortal realm. In the immortal spirit world, the immortal spirit patriarch sat cross-legged on the peak, looking in the direction of Blue Planet and stroking his beard. On the other side, a few minutes ago, the angel race participants who were rushing towards the valley. They were shocked by the attacks that could destroy the entire forest. At this moment, it had been completely suppressed by this power. This power, how is that possible? Heavenly Sun or Tai Yuan? Heavenly Sun, right, it's him, he uses a saber. No, impossible, he was only silver rank. He can't have such terrifying power. The angel contestant muttered to himself as he felt the power of the blade lights. It felt like it was in a dream. Everything it saw was an illusion, an illusion. Master, should we still go over? God's Chosen was also shocked by this apocalyptic scene. He looked at the angel race contestant and spoke with a trembling voice. Run, quickly run. The angel contestant heard God's Chosen's voice and trembled, recovering from his shock. After confirming once again that everything he had just seen was real, its expression changed again and again. With a low growl, it ignored God's Chosen and turned to run. Right now, it didn't even have the guts to appear in front of Heavenly Sun. Wait for me. God's Chosen watched as the angel race contestant turned and ran. He was stunned for a moment, then quickly kissed her. However, right at this moment, a saber ray appeared in the sky and descended. It slashed at the angel contestant. The angel stopped in his tracks. He looked at the shattered ground with a pale face. He looked up and drooled. Heaven's heavenly Son, the angel said with difficulty, his voice trembling. At this moment, Su Yang descended from the sky, stepping on the wind and waves. He frowned as he looked at the angel race participants and God's Chosen. Heavenly Son, I'm God's Chosen, a human. You've come at the right time. This damned alien tried to harm you, but fortunately I found out. God's Chosen looked at Su Yang, who had descended from the sky, and was instantly intimidated by the terrifying aura that Su Yang emitted. He was panicking. Suddenly, he thought of something and grabbed the angel's wings. You damn bastard. F***K, you still dare to make a sound. The angel race participant was first stunned when his wings were suddenly pulled by God's Chosen. Then, he looked at God's Chosen in anger. However, God's Chosen directly raised his hand and gave him a slap on the face. Su Yang squinted his eyes as he looked at the angel race contestant and God's Chosen who were fighting each other. He did not say anything. There was no need to say anything. What else could he say to the enemy? He raised his heart slayer and swept it at the two of them. A blade light slashed out. instantly killing both the angel race contestant and God's chosen. You. God's chosen looked at Su Yang in disbelief. He didn't expect that he wouldn't even give him the skill to talk. The angel contestant laughed mockingly when he saw Su Yang's cold attack. Kill Jillian Angel. A belief increased. Acquired skill Holy Light Slash. Degree of belief. There's also the Holy Light Beheading. After killing the angel named Jai Lion, Su Yang had obtained 2 new skills. Holy Light Slash. He could understand from the name that it was a light attribute slash type skill. After a quick check, it was a gold grade skill. However, his standards were a little high now, and he didn't really care much for gold skills. Of course, it was not bad to be able to dodge an attack with a new attribute. In the future, perhaps with the help of the Demon Slayer Saber Physique, which was a god-grade talent, it could transform into an even higher skill. However, the faith attribute made him curious. Hence, he checked the information of his faith-level attribute with the delusion breaker eyes. Let your existence be perceived by some races in the various realms of heaven. It can attract some races to believe in you and obtain faith. My faith attribute has reached 100%. The attribute ability I've obtained should be related to faith. Looking at the attribute of faith, he couldn't tell if it was good or bad. After using the delusion breaker eyes, he understood that faith was something that could be used to condense divine sparks. Besides gathering the divinity, he could also use the faith connection to know the general situation of the races that worshipped him. Of course, there were also some disadvantages. Although it was not as harmful as the rumors said, it still had some influence. Unless there was a special way to purify faith or get rid of all distracting thoughts, Su Yang was not willing to be involved with faith. Forget it, these are things to consider in the future. Besides, I can't farm my faith points for the time being. Su Yang shook his head and didn't continue to think about the faith attribute and things like faith. He looked in the direction of the angel and God's chosen's corpses. He walked up and searched the angel race contestant's corpse. Spatial ring +1. Golden angels, longsword +1. Gold wrist guard +1. There were also some other miscellaneous items. However, there was nothing that could satisfy Su Yang. Even some of the gold equipment was not worth his attention. Some of the added effects were not essential to him. After throwing the golden angel's long sword to Heart Slayer to devour and absorb, Su Yang checked his space ring. What? When he entered the space ring of the angel race participant, he was stunned. This was because he could sense a holy divine power. He could sense that it was a crystal that was emitting a faint, 7-colored luster. And just as his perception touched the crystal that was emitting a 7-colored luster, a holy and kind prayer was heard. You are the supreme, the only existence. You are the God of light, the judge of justice. Su Yang only felt as if an illusion had appeared in front of him. In a grand world of light, in a glorious sanctuary, an extremely holy figure was sitting on a divine throne. Below him was the scene of countless angels kneeling and praying. Below them were countless living beings kneeling and praying. Chapter 100, Chapter 100, Shattering Filth, Conqueror. In this illusion, the praying voice seemed to have a corrupting power. This undetectable corruptive power slowly and continuously tried to invade Su Yang's consciousness, trying to change his thoughts and make him kneel and submit. HMPH. Su Yang snorted coldly when he sensed the polluting power. Although the prayer was peaceful and holy, He felt that it was a corrupting power compared to the evil whispers of the twilight evil god. Slashy. Su Yang's eyes were cold. The blade of heart had the characteristics of Void Slayer and directly shattered this prayer voice that wanted to corrupt him. Not only that, but the blade of heart, which had cut through everything, didn't lose any of its power. It also destroyed the divine power on the crystal that was giving off a rainbow-colored light in the spatial ring. After this divine power was destroyed, the crystal, with a 7-colored luster shattered, turning into 10 7-colored water droplets. This was a godhood. The blade of heart condensed with Void Slayer characteristics completely destroyed the victory attached to the godhood's injury. These 10 points of godhood were no longer dangerous. 10 divinity points. Su Yang's face lit up as he looked at the godhood that appeared in front of him. He had obtained 10 godhoods after killing the abyssal demon. Now he had obtained another 10 divinity points. Before entering the ranking battlefield, he had saved 15 divinity crystals and used them as his trump card. Previously, in order to go all out and quickly kill the abyssal demon, he had used up 5 points. Originally, he thought that he wouldn't be able to replenish it after using it. He did not expect to get 10 points from killing the abyssal demon. Now that he had obtained 10 divinity crystals, he could use his trump card 4 more times. 30 divinity points were enough for him to use the sword draw 6 times with 50,000 times charged power. Su Yang was pleasantly surprised by such a rich harvest. Have I failed? It can't be purified. It seems like he's another vicious person. Let those guys try first. If sealing the blue planet really works, I'll make my move. In the radiant sanctuary, the figure formed by light looked in the direction of the ranking battlefield. Noticing that Su Yang had resisted the holy purification, he squinted his eyes and whispered, "My lord, this mission has failed. There's no need to say anything more. It's not your fault this time. Don't be affected by Heavenly Son, he's different from you. You don't need to compare yourself to him. You're the angel with the highest aptitude in the past few years. Although Heavenly Son is close, there's not much difference. After this life and death calamity, it might be helpful for your future growth. You're still alive now, but Tai Yuan is already dead." At this time, the figure of an angel condensed from the holy pool that was flowing with holy light. After it opened its eyes, it knelt on the ground and said respectfully. However, the radiant figure did not blame it. Instead, he was speaking indifferently. Other than the 10 divinity crystals, there were also more than 100,000 gold coins and some other miscellaneous items in the spatial ring. Su Yang looked around and didn't find anything useful, so he put it away. Life weapon has been upgraded. Level increased. Current level LV49. Received 300 free attribute points. At this time, Heartslayer had also finished devouring the gold-tier angel's sword, and the energy it obtained was fed back to Su Yang, allowing him to level up. He was only 1 level away from the level cap of level 50. Level 49. Su Yang said softly. Then he got up and glanced at the body of the Chosen One. With just a glance, he knew that he was poor, so he didn't care too much. It's a pity that all of the abyssal demon's things have been burned to nothing. Su Yang sighed as he thought about the abyssal demon that had just been killed. He used the supreme divine flames to burn Tai Yuan to death. Everything on his body was burned away. However, if he were to charge at them again, he would still choose to do so. After all, the abyssal demon's resurrection ability was too strange. Apart from resurrection skills, it might have other resurrection tools. Only by burning them all could he kill it. He killed Tauren. Weight-bearing ability increased. Su Yang glanced at the dead body of the Tauren on the ground and felt a little helpless. It was the third day after the Abyssal Demon and Angel Race participants were killed. In these 3 days, Su Yang had been in the ranking battlefield, chasing and killing the other surviving participants from the other world in this desolate and barbaric land. However, the number of surviving participants from the other world was very low. Most of the participants from other universes had died in the battle. Some had died in the previous undead disaster, and some had been killed by the abyssal demons. Moreover, in terms of quality, the remaining participants from the other world were far inferior to the genius participants from the upper realm, such as the Fire Clan, the Wizard Clan, the Abyssal Clan, and the heavenly group that Su Yang had encountered before. He felt that the people he had met in the past few days were all here to make up the numbers. After killing them, the attributes given were very ordinary. In fact, the attributes given by the Tauren just now were trash. However, he had a forbidden talent. The special attribute given by a few hundred years was not very good. However, in the past 3 days, Su Yang's basic attributes had increased by quite a bit by hunting down the remaining participants from the other world. A strength plus 7142, a constitution plus 6314, agility plus 5413, intelligence plus 1754. To Su Yang, this was not a small gain. After he killed the Tauren, the desolate and barbaric region where the ranking battlefield was located suddenly shook. He killed the last participant in the ranking battlefield. He successfully conquered the ranking battlefield. Your achievements will be announced to all the world regions participating in the ranking battle. Important notice: Professional Heavenly Sun has successfully conquered the battlefield of this ranking. As the only winner of this ranking battle, rank reward acquired, title Conqueror, Conquest Gift Pack +1, Luck Attribute +1. That's a wrap for this installment. Thank you all for watching and supporting Lord of the Stories. If you enjoyed this tale, please hit the like button, share it, and subscribe for more amazing stories. You can also explore other series updated daily in our playlists. Have a fantastic day and see you in the next episode.